You know, I always wanted to be in public service, maybe government type position, potentially after coaching. Now, this job, being mayor, there's a very small stipend. It's like $3,000 a year. I'm not even taking the pay this year. I'm giving it back to the COVID relief fund.
Oh, wow.
But it's a very small stipend, so you obviously have to keep your day job, so to speak, which is basketball coach and professor. But I've always been interested in serving in a public service office, and so I'm getting my feet wet now as the mayor, trying to get used to that role. And it's been interesting. It's been good. Definitely hasn't been easy, but it's been rewarding.
Oh, wow, that's great. As you say, you're getting your feet wet. Do you have any plans for Greenville in the future?
So yes, of course. I think one of the roles of being mayor is to cast vision, you know, and get people to think what's possible. A couple of things I like to say is if you're doing something that you can accomplish in your lifetime, you're thinking too small. And I also like to say that if you're not just about to fail, that you are going to never really accomplish anything great. So yes, I think casting vision is important. I like to think not just about today and tomorrow, which is very important, but to think 5, 10, 25 years down the road. What's Greenville going to look like? How are we going to embrace the future? We have to think about the millennial population and even the children after that. Millennials are 25 to 40 and their children. And so how do we set ourselves up to continue to grow? Because if you don't grow, you die. And how do we continue to set ourselves up to grow in the future?
Dr. Barber, I had a question. What does Greenville mean to you?
Well, it is, when I first moved here, I could not believe how quaint and charming of a small town that we have. So it's safe, but not only that, we have, we're less than an hour from a major international airport. We have charming downtown. We have a university, which is important to be a top small community. We have a hospital. We have an industrial park. We have an interchange on a major interstate, only a mile or so down the road. And we have a lake. So, you know, there's a lot of what I would call good bones. And when people actually see Greenville and try it, yes, it's a little quiet, especially for a college student. But to raise a family or to have a career, even get your college education, I just think it's just an amazing, wonderful place.
Yeah, I like to agree with you on that. At first, me coming here was a big lifestyle change, you know, as a city kid.
Right.
But now, you know, I really enjoy it out here. And it's really cool.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. Also, Dr. Barber, I had a question. As mayor, what are some of the challenges, especially with, like, you know, COVID?
There's just a lot of tension that's going on in our country over things like that. People are highly emotionally charged over all those things. That plus, you know, as mayor, people want to identify with a person if there's something that they don't like. So let's say they have a pothole in their road or a sidewalk that they'd like to see repaired. They go in their mind and they go, well, who's the highest person in this little town or city that could be responsible for this? And they think of the mayor. So therefore, you know, you have to sort of endure people that are negative, or they don't see all the positive. They focus on the negative and they want to complain a lot. So that's kind of hard. I mean, that can wear you out a little bit. The other thing too, Henry, is social media allows people to have a platform where they can post things that may or may not be true. But people read it and they say, well, this must be true. So without doing a lot of investigation, knowing that media rules and having a platform like social media is kind of dangerous, because people can say whatever they want and they get a lot of people believing, you know, all stirred up in one direction. And most of the time, many people, which are very smart, just don't take the time to investigate to see if it's, you know, really true or not. So those are some of the challenges I would say I have. Yeah.
So we just wanted to know
Yeah.
what's next.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying being mayor. I certainly don't want to stop coaching right now. We have a good team this year, hopefully a bright future for our team. So it's an opportunity to learn what government's like and still enjoy doing what my whole career has been, which is coaching and teaching. But if something in the future would present itself, maybe at the state level, where I could, and you know, maybe at the state level you can't make as much difference because you're dealing with the whole state. You got Chicago and everybody, and you're so outnumbered. Whereas maybe at the local level you can make more of a difference. But if something were to open, I would certainly want to pray about it with my wife, talk to my friends about it, see where I was at in my career, and be open to potentially something at the state level, you know, in government. Not necessarily pursuing it unless there were an opening, but then considering it if there were. Yeah.
I appreciate it, Dr. Barber. And then I hope you guys got a good background of this man right here.
Thank you so much for having me, Henry. It's been really fun to interact with people as the mayor as well as the coach. Of course, you and I, our relationship is mainly teacher and coach.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed that. But it's really been fun to take on this other role, and I hope I can do some things that will make a difference. And so thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.